Welcome back, guys. In this video, we're gonna talk about how to overcome the fear of what people are gonna say. You know, the fear of people's opinion, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being disliked, all those things that makes us care too much about what other people think of us or what they will say. And let's face it, this is actually one of the biggest fear, one of the biggest roadblocks that I see that people have that are preventing them from going after what they want, from expressing themselves, from being honest, from taking a risk, from starting something or being themselves or changing in a certain way. And to be honest, it's really sad because when you live like that, it really creates a lot of inhibitions. It really creates a lot of people-pleasing tendency. It really affects your self-esteem. It brings you insecurity, and it's not a fun way to live your life. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 4 steps that you can take to create that courage to be disliked. You know, that tough skin, that thick skin that can help you really handle other people's opinion, that can really help you stand up in your confidence, in your power to go and do what you want to do, regardless of whether people agree with you or whether people say something about you, but so that you can really stand in your power and live your life for yourself. All right, guys, so let's go with step number 1, which is probably the building block here. And this is really to accept that no matter what you do, you will not be able to please everyone. So you might as well stop right now, because sometimes we have that delusion that somehow you'll be able, to please everyone, especially if you have like people-pleasing perfectionist tendencies, right? Where you want to avoid criticism, when you want to avoid making mistakes, appearing silly, and all these type of things. Drop that. Notice that even if you try and you do everything right, there's always going to be somebody who's pissed off, somebody who finds something, somebody who's not happy. And often, very often, it has nothing to do with you, because some people are always pissed off, some people are always angry, some people are always resentful. And so no matter what you do, they're just gonna keep on projecting their stuff on you and your life and what you do. So stop trying to even please people like that, because they don't want to please, they just want to be right in their own misery. But I want you to consider this as well. In the process of trying to make everybody happy, you often make yourself miserable. And so you're not only not making other people happy, but you're also making yourself miserable. So it's a lose-lose strategy. So consider that fact really and make a decision to stop trying so hard to make other people happy. Make yourself happy first and do the best you can to do things that are right for people that matter to you, and then go forward. And to help you in this step, here is step number 2, and it's going to help you a lot. And this is to stop taking everything so personally. The reason you care so much, the reason you get so, frustrated or so angry or you're overreacting is because we tend to think that everything revolves around us, that this whole goddamn world is all about us, right? The reality is that really people don't really care about you. And how do you know that? Is because you can simply look at yourself and notice how often all you care is about you, your problems, what you want to create, what you want to avoid, all those things. How often are we just self-centered in trying to make our world, our life, our day work, that we don't even care so much about others? Sure, we care to a certain extent and we have certain thoughts and stuff, but the majority of the time it's about us, worrying about what they say. Ironic. And I guarantee you it's the same for other people. And when you start to understand that everybody is just trying to do the best they can, navigating everything, and that we have no idea what they're going through, you start to realize that what they do is really nothing against you. So next time, instead of taking something so personally and making a big story out of something so tiny, pause for a moment and consider this. Consider that all it does, it feeds your insecurity, makes you defensive, and makes you attacking others. And this is defeating the purpose. So here is a mantra that helps me a lot in my life in those situations. And the mantra is like this: it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean what I imagine it means. And this is really powerful because everything happens in our mind, in our imagination. So imagine you're walking down the street and somebody looks at you and then they start laughing, right? And in a moment, your mind responds and starts to create a story. And the story goes something like that: oh my God, they're laughing at me. What is wrong? I mean, what did I do? I mean, look at them anyway. Why they're laughing at me? They don't deserve. And your mind starts to become, one, defensive, two, attacking others. All in that, thinking that it had anything to do with you. When 99% of the time, it has nothing to do with you. So in that moment, all you could do is look, pause, notice what is happening and be like, you know what? This doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean what I imagine it means. I'm just going to carry on with my day, and I choose to ignore what doesn't serve me. It is far more powerful and resourceful to do that than to take everything personally, because the more you take things personally, the more you're going to get hurt, the more you're going to invite people to do things to you, and the more you're going to do things to yourself. So stop taking things so personally, and that's really going to help you develop that thick skin. But if you really want to create that courage to not be disliked, step number 3 will help you a lot. And this is something I used to do, especially in my 20s, because I used to be afraid a lot, right? I used to care too much. I used to be very anxious, especially about around strangers and what they're gonna say and making mistakes. And one day I came across this exact exercise I'm going to give you. And that exercise was all about making you more confident, overcoming that fear of rejection, overcoming that fear of being disliked, overcoming that fear of saying the wrong thing and so on. And that exercise is simple. Start talking to strangers. And when I give that to my clients, there's usually a huge resistance, because so often, unless you are used to it and you're already doing it, for a lot of people, this is really weird and really resisting, and it's something they really fight, because it brings up all this stuff, right? But if you go and you start to overcome your fear and you talk to people in the elevator, on the Starbucks line, you talk to people at work, you talk to people there, and you just say hi and you make a little comment, and you have like those 10-second interactions. You just have that little thing. You don't need to go into creating a crazy conversation. But if you just try to break that ice, you're gonna notice how, one, people are nice, and two, it's going to melt away all that resistance. Because the more you put yourself out there, the more you're gonna overcome those old fears, those old resistance, those old false perception. And this is really what it takes to build that courage. Because when you do it, every time your courage becomes stronger, and the less you'll start to care about others, especially if you combine it with step number 1 and 2. And finally, the 4th step is also a big one that had a massive impact in my life on my communication, public speaking, and confidence, especially on stage. And that is to join a Toastmaster Club. Now, if you never heard of what a Toastmaster Club is, it's pretty much a communication club, right? It's an organization that is present all around the world, and many cities have actually a local club. And the purpose of this club is to give people a platform, a stage, to help them become better communicators. So it's a form of public speaking, because you stand in front of a group and you share your speech. You prepare a speech, you speak about something you've prepared. And so this can help you a lot build confidence of talking to strangers and overcoming the fear of public speaking. And all of this really help you with that tough skin, help you to stop caring so much, help you to really build that confidence and that courage we've been talking about. And this is something I've been doing for years, and it's something that not only has helped me develop in so many ways, but it has really dramatically changed my life and shaped my life and my communication skills in that area so much. And so it's a fantastic organization. The fee is actually extremely cheap. This is not a promotional video or whatever. It's just my personal experience. Check it out. If you have one in your local area, I strongly invite you to just go check it out, see for yourself. It could be a life-changing decision. Those are my 4 steps, my 4 tips for you guys to build that confidence and that courage to be disliked, to go after what you want, to express yourself, and to make a massive difference in your life. So I hope it makes sense, and I invite you to really go and try this in your life. I will see you next time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. I'll see you next time. Be well.